Have you ever said to yourself, I will buy a new wardrobe when you lose 10 pounds? Or you're thinking, I can't have that because, oh my gosh, I've got to lose these 10 pounds. Hi, I'm Annette Bond, certified image consultant, and I help successful, amazing women just like you. I help you to create a wardrobe that feels so good to you. I help you to dress with intention so that you are elevating your personal, professional brand. And then ultimately, yes, we are choosing colors and styles and fit that are in complete alignment with the person that you are, the uniqueness of you. So I want to welcome you to the Style with Significance show. And as you can see today, I have a fabulous guest, Wesley. And this is where we talk about how personal style influences your life, your personal professional brand, and how you see yourself. So I want to welcome you, Wesley. And first of all, I just have to say that yellow is so amazing on you. Oh my gosh, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So
Thank you.
yeah, I'm excited to have Wesley. She is a mindset and leadership coach. She is the creator of the Confidence Catalyst, and she helps women to bring their A game to business and life with authenticity, alignment, and abundance. And I have to tell you, I love those three words because I use those a lot. And I've been on this series, if you will, for the last few weeks about talking about authenticity. And I love, again, that word alignment, because when we do come into alignment with ourselves, there is that authenticity just kind of naturally comes, wouldn't you say? And then that abundance flows. So I'm just saying that because I'm so aligned with those beliefs. So today we're going to talk about okay, I'm going to call it's that one simple subject, but it's really not that simple. And it's called self-belief. And before we get into this, I realized I forgot to mention this. One of the things when I met Wesley that we kind of had this commonality is at one time she was a fashion stylist and leader for Cabby. And didn't you tell me it was like 18 years or somewhere in there? Yeah. And so you may be listening and you're like, oh, I love Cabby. And so as we started our conversation, it was so beautiful how we started like, oh, we have style in common, but then we got into a little bit deeper about that self-belief and hearing women talk about, when I lose 10 pounds, I'll decide I'm going to look better. Or when I lose 10 pounds, I'll elevate my wardrobe. So I want to start with you, Wesley. Tell everybody that's listening, what is it about that self-belief, that kind of foundation? What does it have to do with style, number one?
Well, first of all, that self-belief is really like the foundation from where you operate from. It's believing what is possible for you or what's true for you, and everything comes as an extension of that. And it's important because you are either allowing yourself the possibility or you're limiting yourself from maybe a story that you're telling yourself or a past experience that you may not actually realize. It's just something that you've accepted for yourself that you believe to be true for yourself. And when we believe that to be true for ourselves, it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just that something within us is telling that's true for us, so that's how we'll operate. And when we're talking about authenticity and alignment, when we have this self-belief that is anchored in to the core of who we are. And I'm just going to kind of paint this picture real quick.
Yeah.
When it's not anchored to the core of who you are and who you were created to be, you're going to experience some resistance. You're going to experience some frustration. You may experience some self-doubt. You may experience just maybe think to yourself that, that outfit, that $600 outfit would be awesome. I would absolutely love it. However, I need to lose 10 pounds because I don't feel like I deserve that just yet, because I would feel really great if I lost 10 pounds. I would feel like I deserved to buy that $600 outfit. So right now, I'll just settle for the $200 one because I just need something to grab in my closet. And so why is that important? It creates this narrative that you tell yourself, and it's so close to you that you may not even realize it. And so being able to recognize, what is that I'm telling myself? Because here's the thing: if you're telling yourself, and I experienced this countless times over the course of 18 years of styling women in cabbie, it's hard. It's really hard because you want to allow yourself that beautiful outfit, but you also are hopeful. It hasn't happened. You're hopeful that you're going to lose this 10 pounds and it's just going to be amazing. So you're going to put off feeling great in a great outfit now for something that may or not happen in the future.
You know what just came to mind? And I was listening, I was just listening to a podcast, and the gal was talking, and what I'm hearing from you, it's almost like we give ourselves rules. Like, one of my rules is, until I'm at this certain weight, do I deserve to have this amazing outfit? And so those rules can be very detrimental to us, or they can be very empowering to us. I mean, I don't know why that came to me, but it was almost like a rule.
It's so true.
Yeah. And then it becomes this belief like, nope, this is the rules. This is my belief that I can't wear that until I lose that 10 pounds.
Yeah. And so my question, well, a couple of questions. My first question would be is, how would you feel if you put on that outfit in the size that you are now, and you go to the office or you go to that event and you feel amazing, and you haven't lost that 10 pounds, but you feel amazing. And that's the presence that you show up with. So do you want to feel amazing now? Or are you going to put that off as something that, you'll reward yourself with later? Yeah. And in my opinion, it's almost like you're robbing yourself of gratification now just because you're not happy with this particular size. And going back to styling women, I would hear this like you do. It's a common story, especially coming out of COVID. Yeah, and exactly. And they would come back to me. I had a lot of regular clients. They'd come back to me, at least every 6 months, and they hadn't lost that 10 pounds. And they missed out on the outfit they really liked in that previous season. Yeah. And so it's almost like giving yourself permission to love yourself where you're at and believe that you're worth it and you deserve that. And you deserve to feel good now. No matter what you look like on the outside, or no matter what that what number that tag is on your pants. And it's something that, you had mentioned to me when your clients come to you as a consultant and helping them with image. You had mentioned to me kind of like the first step that you take your clients through. And can you elaborate that just a little bit? Because I there's something that you said when you shared that with me that I thought was super powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're listening, Wesley's coming from a coaching perspective as a certified coach, which, we get deeper into that innerness. And I'm coming to this from a consulting point of view. And this has been a really powerful, I feel, transformation for women is as they're listening to you and they're thinking, okay, where do I start? But the as a outward, how you can start is, so my first style session that we start with, it's called the power of you. And I have women start identifying, who are you from the inside out? For example, those I call it inner beauty attributes. Like, are you a caring woman? Do you describe yourself as confident? Do you describe yourself as powerful? Do you describe yourself as a woman of integrity? And when they start identifying that piece of them, I find it's a great first start to really start seeing themselves in a new way. And then, so that can be just like, well, yes, yeah, that is who I am. Instead, so it's that focus on the truth of really who they are versus that made up truth of, oh, I am that woman who needs to lose 10 pounds. The other, and this is another thing that's happened, and it's happened with the last couple women I've been working with, and it's probably happened with way more, is I do a whole measurement on their horizontal measurements, but also vertical measurements. And I look at those measurements and we say, okay, you know what? Your body is like, oh my gosh, you're like a perfect hourglass, or your body is rectangle. And so many women will say, I just want to let you know, I kind of have body issues, or something's wrong with my body. And not realizing that we are uniquely shaped different ways. And then I do the vertical measurements, and I said to my last gal, I'm like, oh my gosh, your vertical measurements are like, you are like, so what that means is from the waist up to the waist down is you are perfectly proportioned. And when I start pointing out this very objectiveness about them, they're like, oh, okay. You know what? Just because I don't wear a size 8 anymore and I wear a 10 or a 12, they're very okay with it. And that has been like huge for them. And then they almost forget that, they forget about that 10 pounds. They start seeing themselves in their outfits that actually fit their body type. And they start seeing who they are from a really positive point of view.
It's a great example how you're shifting their focus from that story that they were telling themselves in their head, and actually what is, from your perspective, a very objective perspective of truth. I think that's super important.
Yes.
And you know what I found in styling women and shifting, transitioning to more of the inner transformation. I always joke, it was like, I did external makeovers for 18 years. And then the last 5 years, I was so passionate about that, but I wanted to go deeper. And so now I do the internal makeover.
Yeah, no, completely. And people, there's a lot of stylists out there. There's a lot of image consultants out there. And I would say, what is unique about how I work with women? And I had a client recently say this. She goes, what you have is like, it's a program. And, she said to me, she goes, when you first asked me, like, what do you like about yourself? Or how do you want to show up? She's like, I don't know. And many women do that. Like what aren't you just gonna shop for me and throw some clothes and here Susie, put this on, and I take them through those first steps about, I call it the power of you. And when they can get so grounded in that, it's like the whole process just it's beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah,
It's got that magical element because you're actually in the personal development world, it's like you always have to become the person before you're able to do whatever it is you want to do to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. And
right.
so it's giving
Right.
that permission to become what that is. And it's giving that person the space to actually think, well, who is it that I want to become? What are the qualities of that person? And permission to step into that in a powerful way. It's amazing and so meaningful. So meaningful.
So, you know what? I just loved what you just said. And I think this is a great place to end, is you talked about stepping into those qualities. And one of the things I do through that power of you, we develop what's called a definitive style code. And it is that who you are stepping into and truly owning that. And we all know that woman who walks into a room and you're just like, dang, she is confident, right? And she is owning her style. And I would say it's as we were talking about, that self-belief that you talked about, and being objective and putting those two together, and it becomes that confident, authentic, and aligned, abundant woman.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And she becomes a catalyst for confidence. I love that. It's all about the confidence, right? I mean, that just starts growing, and then it starts permeating in all other areas of our life.
Absolutely. And it comes from that deeper sense and conviction of who you are in the world.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that, it's that catalyst to be able to just be able to let go of the old rules, of the old stories, and to step into that, and to be able to do that belief work. And I'll just, to kind of give everybody an idea, that the way that I work with my clients on belief work is it's beyond mindset. It is it goes to that deep heart-centered level that really gets to the core in a way that is very peaceful. It's very uplifting, and it's almost, I call it like an unveiling, because for me it was healing past emotional hurts and things from the past that were actually blocking me from seeing my own truth. And I believe that women, most importantly, need to know that there's a safe space to be able to do that, and to be able to get to that authentic and aligned place so that they can show up in the world as that person that walks into the room and everybody's saying, I'll have what she's having.
And it's so attractive, isn't it? I mean,
It
that's
is.
the real beauty. I'll have what she's having. Oh my gosh. I love that. And can you just share with the ladies here where, if they want to take this conversation to another level, how can they reach out to you, Wesley?
Yes, absolutely. I would encourage you to go to my website. It's wesleyreece.co, WesleyReece.co, and book a call with me. Let's have a conversation because this is really personal work. And I believe that you deserve to be seen. You deserve to have that safe space to be supported and understood so that you can begin to realize the true potential that you have within you and show up in a way that is magnetic and just be able to come from that place of full expression.
And
So I would enjoy a conversation.
And there are, if you're listening, I believe that many times women need to work with somebody like yourself before they decide to buy a new wardrobe, because they need to see themselves. They need to see that radiance that's there. And many times it's hard for many women. Or you may be that successful, amazing woman, and you're like, okay, I have done the work and I'm ready to look as good as I feel. I want to invite you to have a conversation and visit AnnetteBond.com/contact and book a Get Dressed with Ease session. So this has been so wonderful having you part of the Style with Significance show, which is I meet, sometimes I'm just doing tips, style tips. Sometimes I'm meeting with amazing coaches, women like yourself. And it's every Friday at 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time. And I can't wait to see you next week.
Thanks, Annette, for having me. It was great to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely.